this week's episode of the High Level Release Radar, where we recap all of the new week's releases. It's been a wild one, Ryan. We just wrapped up SaaSPreneur Live London, the last of the world tour for this year. And how's everything doing back home?
I don't know. I thought we took the past couple weeks off. I don't know.
Very funny. We also have a few special guests joining us for this week's Release Radar. What do you say we bring them in while we get ourselves streaming? What's up, guys?
Oh
Woo-hoo! Hey, everybody.
The dream team is here.
We are all here. We just wrapped up. I mean, guys, what did you think? How'd that event go?
It was amazing. We had such a fun time. It was great to meet everybody. First time in London, so it was fantastic.
Amazing. I mean, that's the only thing I could say. I'm pretty burned out, but it was awesome.
Did you guys have beans on toast, or what was breakfast like?
That's tonight.
Oh, okay.
Breakfast for dinner.
But we did have fish and chips, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Absolutely. We are about to roll out to dinner together. So let's hop into this week's releases. What do we say here?
Let's do it.
Release number 1. Who wants to do the honors? Sean, you want to announce this one? What do we got?
Agency reselling for usage-based pricing apps. So this is like a mouthful, but what it really is about is allowing you to put in usage-based markup and actually make money off of all of the usage fees in the app, which is, of course, huge if you have usage-based stuff. And as an app developer, it goes a long way.
I love it. We got our first shout out coming in. Woohoo! From Yamil. It's the first time she's caught us live. This is cool. We're experimenting with different time slots. So glad you're able to catch us. Let's find out what the next release of this week was. Robin, you want to do the honors?
Drum roll. Yes, the phone system. So I guess with what exactly is this? Oh, this is adding it to the website, right? So you can do the number, replace the number swap.
No, this is enhanced number pool management. So this is the ability to take number pools and manage them better than ever before. So you can basically, before, in order to add something to a pool, you had to delete the pool and recreate it. So you don't have to do that anymore. You can move numbers out of the pool. Basically, it makes number pool management a lot easier. And yes, Robin is right. Number pools are the thing you put on the website so that when you visit the website, it flips out and gives you a new number. But now managing that pool is super, super, super easy. A lot easier than before.
I love it. We've got another shout out coming in from D. Welcome to London. Thank you. We have been having a blast. Let's check out our next release from the week. We've got an agency view enhancement, enhanced sub account list export. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so this is going to respect your filtered settings. So like when you go into the list, you select all your filters, it'll export just those filtered lists. Much better management for getting information out of your agency view for all your sub accounts for those agencies out there.
Love it. All right, let's check out our next release. Varun, this one's yours. What do we got?
Well, I mean, with the funnels and websites builder, we've had lots of complaints that with elements and some style options, we're not moving as fast as ever. And hopefully there's a lot more of these even in today's release radar. But one of the first items that we rolled out is your list view. Like you can now natively just do different types of list views without having to use icons and other things to style them. So this is one of many improvements to the funnel and website builder.
I actually was using this last night, and it's amazing. It works really well. It's like miles ahead of where we were the last time. So
it's the little things that matter, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. This was a huge week for website builder, funnel builder upgrades. And so I am loving these updates for sure. Let's find out what our next one was. Sean, take it away.
Well, this is massive, actually. So conditional logic in the survey builder. So we've had this already in forms. But basically, this makes it so that when people are going through the surveys, if you want to be able to put in conditions and then do things essentially based on and create different paths, essentially based on answers and that sort of thing, you can now do that. And of course, there's a lot of options here, right? So it's not just redirection. You can display messages and show hidden fields. You can disqualify people mid-survey, or you can even jump them around. So basically, it makes your surveys a lot more dynamic based on the answers that people are giving. So it's just a huge, huge change to the survey builder. It makes it a lot more flexible.
Totally. I love it. We got another shout out coming in from Marco. He is pumped to see Sean and our special guest today. We got another one coming in from David. He is a frequent watcher. Nice to see you, Dave. As always, hope things are going well down in Jacksonville. All right, Robin, what do we got next?
All right, create new tags. Okay, so this one is something that people keep asking for. It's really about the organization. So when you're starting to do the campaigns, setting up the conditions, you can now just tag it. I mean, it's simple as that.
Yeah, it makes total sense. This is a nice little ease of life improvement where you don't have to go and remember that you wanted to tag people and whatever. You just do it right in the normal flow.
Yeah, previously
Love
you'd have
that
to get
one.
out of this, go somewhere else to set the tag, and then come back in. So now you just do it all in one place.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, let's see, Varun, what do we got next?
So this is the
This is
sub
cool.
account Launchpad, which is live for 297 and 497. So previously, the sub account Launchpad was only live for the $97 plan. When someone signed up for HighLevel, it was a list of items that we thought would get them sticky to the account. But now we've rolled this out to all 297 and 497 sub accounts. This is moving forward. So all of the old accounts still see the old Launchpad. Nothing changes on them. But for every new sub account created, they'll start to see this.
Exactly. So we saw great success at the 97 level. So now it's rolling out to the other plans for those new accounts. It's really cool. It helps your users just basically get to success much faster. Team's done a great job there. All right, Sean, what do you say? What do we got next?
Oh yeah, baby. Support for audio and, well, it's funny, it says audio and WAV files, but WAV files are audio files, but whatever. Basically, support for audio files in the media library. We haven't supported audio before, and audio is obviously a pretty important thing to be able to support. So now you can upload audio in the media library and use it all over the app. So pretty awesome.
I think the important thing is we're trying to plug the media library into all of the different areas of the application. And there are places in courses and others where you can have people listen to an audio, but that audio could not come from the media library. So this starts to bridge that gap. So you can have that audio uploaded in the media library and use them in courses, use them in your messaging. You can use them wherever you want.
Yeah, so if you're a podcaster out there, you can upload your content now and host it natively.
Absolutely. This is your week. We got another check-in coming in from SaaS Pros down in Dallas, hometown heroes for Robin. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a great day. And who's up? Varun? What do we got?
WordPress payment failure notifications. I mean, previously, one of the challenges we had is when your sub account stopped paying you for WordPress, we did not send out a notification. That meant you as the agency might end up paying, but you were not collecting from your sub account. This makes sure that it sends an alert out and gets them to pay.
Yeah, I think we've got like 5 different alerts, all kind of staggered. We worked on all the copy, so we kind of increase the urgency as time goes on to make sure that they get current with their account,
so that you get paid.
Yeah.
All right, Robin, this next one's coming your way.
All right. So this is the new purchasing flow. I mean, basically, this is one of those ease of use features so that when your customers, when you are upgrading, it just makes it a lot easier. And we're adding a ton of new features here as well. Where you can actually go in and show the problems that you have with your business. And then you as the agency can then say, hey, we're here to help fix that for you. So it just makes it easier for it to sell.
Totally. If you haven't been checking out the prospecting tool, what are you doing? It helps you get clients. It's awesome. It gives you all sorts of actionable information to help you just roll up and be like, hey, I ran a scan. You guys need help. Let's talk about these gaps that we're seeing here. Makes the process smooth as butter. All right. We got some check-ins coming in. We got Chris checking in from Auburn, California. What's happening, Chris? And we've got a noob saying hi from India. Thank you for saying hey. Hope you're having a great day. All right, Sean, you're up on the next update. What do we got?
Ooh, half yearly and annual plans. Well, as you can see, it's pretty obvious, but with the listings products, we're getting you a discount if you want to go half yearly or you want to go annual, just that simple. And obviously, if you don't, listings is a really cool SEO product that helps get businesses out to a bunch of websites and helps them rank very quickly. So it's a really cool way to get some very quick SEO fire, but you get a nice discount if you're going annual on this.
Love it. I had a feeling our guests were going to draw in a lot of comments this week, and here they come. We've got our Neon. That's a cool name. Checking in from Vancouver. Love it. All right, let's find out what our next release of the week is.
On this, there is one question, Chase, from Sakina. It says, are you able to white label and what's the cost? Yes, you are able to white label the listings product. And the cost, I'm not sure. I think it's much cheaper than if you go rack rate, but if I remember right, it's about $17. But we show it to you in app what your cost for that product is.
Totally. All right, Varun, take it away. What do we got next? We have, oh, this is huge. You taking it or I'm taking it?
I'll go for it.
This one is awesome, right? So you buy a number in the system and you don't know who had that number before you. And maybe they weren't doing great stuff with it and they like tarnished the reputation with the carriers. This is us helping you clean the reputation of that number so that your texts are going to go through and you're not going to see that like probably spam notification on the receiving end. So I don't know how we did this magic, but this is really, really huge.
Yeah, I was talking to the team about this week, and there's a lot of back-end things where we're basically appealing on your behalf through Twilio and the carriers to say like, no, they're legitimate and everything's cool. So we've really customized that process so that you don't have to go through it and submit a bunch of forms and stuff. It's super easy right within the app.
Love it. That is awesome.
It's awesome.
All right, next up, Robin, coming your way. What do we got?
Social Planner.
Smarter guided content and AI questions. Ooh,
so I think I haven't seen this personally, but I think what it's doing is you can leverage the AI functionality within it. It starts asking you questions so that it can start generating the specific content pieces when it starts posting it.
Yeah. The key idea here is that we don't want you guys to have to be prompt engineers and to figure out AI. We want you to just answer very structured questions, and then we build the prompt the way that works best to generate the thing that you want. So it makes it less guesswork, I guess.
Yep.
Love it. Easy buttons left and right. Sean, what do we got next?
Ooh, audit logs for calendars and video conferencing integrations. That's right. Actually, you know what's funny about these things? While they on their face they seem kind of like oh whatever, right? But the reality is they're super important because the more we have in the audit logs, the better you can see when things happen, when they change. If an unexpected change happens, you're like, what the heck? Now you can go and look. And so we've added them in for calendar video conference integration, so you can see very quickly, hey, when did that Zoom connection get put in there? When did that Google Calendar connection get done and by who? So you can go chase it down if it's not working or you feel like they did it wrong. So I think these things are very powerful.
And I think most times this comes up because someone went in and deleted a calendar integration and your Zoom link or something didn't generate, and you're like, who deleted that? So now you can see.
And everyone says, it wasn't me. And now you can actually say it was you.
You're fine.
Whose head am I about to go rip off? Varun, you live in Qatar. Are we ever going to get phone numbers in Qatar?
Qatar, let me find
Qatar,
out. But I saw another question about India, phone numbers in India. Phone numbers in India is coming soon. So we are starting to go global with LC Phone. We're coming up with numbers in more countries. I know Dubai, we will be able to provide phone numbers soon. India, we will be able to do phone numbers soon. But Qatar, let me find out.
There you go. Cool. If Gene is listening, the UAE is coming.
This next one's right in line with this last one. We've got audit logs for WhatsApp Business. Again, more information. You can see what's going on. So you can run down things if anything is ever in question. Coming back to Sean for our next one. What do we got?
Ooh, Ask AI Funnel Creation Agent. So the cool thing here is this is going to help you get going on funnels. And we've got another enhancement actually coming out here. I won't ruin it, but this will help you using prompts get started and create a basic funnel. And you can actually ask it. You can tell what kind of funnel you want, and it's going to help you kind of coach you through getting it live and getting it built so that you don't have to start from scratch and do it all yourself.
Love it. Okay, next up, Robin. This one was a huge hit when we talked about it today here in England, which makes sense. What are we looking at?
Yeah, cookie consent. So a lot of countries have different versions of cookie consent. And, what we find on our website is, in certain markets, if you don't have the cookie consent, you get better conversions, but certain countries require it. So now this gives you selectability on which countries you want it. And we'll continue to expand it with more countries so that based on the IP, it'll pop it up when it needs to and make sure that it's the right way that it needs to show up for that country.
Love it. Love the flexibility. It got a huge reaction here in the UK, which makes sense. So hopefully you guys are loving it as well. And what do we have next here? I'm swinging this one to Ryan. What do we got? Bulk quiz upload and theme clone enhancements.
Yeah, so if you're building quiz, you didn't know, we've got an amazing quiz builder. It's one of my favorite features within HighLevel. And now you can do a bulk upload via CSV. So if you know what that is, Chase, I'm going to quiz you on the abbreviation there in a second. But you can take that spreadsheet, upload it, so you get all your questions, the answers and stuff, so you don't have to click around a bunch of times. And when you're cloning themes, it's now a lot more consistent. It carries over better, more better. That's basically what
I
we
do
got.
believe that acronym would be comma separated values. Am I
And
correct?
for
Good job,
$1,000,
Chase.
you've now won.
I don't know.
won
I
the
don't know,
prize.
Ryan. You got to ask those things without enough time for him to go and look it up on.
Oh, come on. Give me a little more credit
Performance
than
reviews are
that.
coming up. I don't want to be too harsh.
All right. Our next update is coming at you, Varun. What do we got?
Well, the calendar experience, I think a lot of this feedback is based off the support tickets and the challenges that we see people have inside the app. And for things like appointments, we routinely have questions that say, hey, when did that appointment get created? Or sometimes you customize the form that was submitted when that appointment was created, and you want to see the entire submission details that came with that appointment creation. And this now allows you to do that.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Plus a nice reset to default button if you made a change and you're like, whoa, I just wanted to go back.
Those are always great when you outsmart yourself and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I should try this again. All right. This one is actually really cool. Sean, I'm swinging this one to you. What do we got?
Ooh, appointment notes sync to contacts, opportunities, and conversations. So as it's very self-explanatory, but also incredibly powerful, right? Because what you want to make sure is all of these notes are visible across all these different spots. Because obviously, if you've got these appointment notes, you took them, they're kind of important. You want to be able to reference them at all times in the future. So now they're available in all these different places. It just makes it simple, smooth, and easy.
This next one, Robin, you were talking today during the Q&A that you guys did about sort of the phase that we're in as far as focusing on stability, reliability, and UX. You want to go for this one?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we just want to make the product easier. As we've grown, there's different levels of maturity on different aspects of the product. But now we're taking a little bit of a pause in developing new products and just putting more focus here. And we want to make it unified, easier. The term that Varun likes to say is we got to stop the rage clicking, and so just putting more effort into it. And so you'll start seeing a lot more of these revamps coming very soon.
The neat thing about this update too is that for new accounts, this won't affect the old one, so it's only forward looking. But when you set up a new account, there's a personal calendar that's already being configured for you. So it really eliminates that, like, oh, there's this calendar thing. What do? I got to go to settings, all this stuff to set it up. We kind of get you started, a little jump start there, and then you can customize it to your heart's content.
Totally. This next one is the same sort of thing. We've got an enhancement to the knowledge base UI. So when you're creating those knowledge bases, this looks more intuitive and clean. Beautiful job here from the team. And for our next one, let's swing it back to you, Varun. We're heading over to Social Planner land.
Well, I have no idea what this feature is, but hopefully Ryan.
Well, luckily I read the
That's
notes.
why we have Ryan here. You can always default to Ryan.
This is one of like the biggest feature for the folks that are using Social Planner. They said, hey, it's really cool that we have these buckets that we can put into categories of posts that we've made, and then we can recycle those. We can do like, oh, if we have a Monday motivation category, we can just have that post every Monday. But the problem was you had to have posted those things already. And so that a lot of our customers were like, what the heck? I want to just create these ad hoc and fill up these buckets without having to post them. And so now you can do that on the fly. You can create posts, put them into categories, which I think makes a lot of sense. Maybe that was the way it should have been to begin with. But
I remember people asking for that. That's awesome. So we knocked that out. That's great.
And there's some other fancy stuff in the background too, but we won't get into the weeds. It's just way better. Go check out categories in Social Planner.
Totally. If you're not scheduling content in the HighLevel Social Planner yet, what are you doing? You're sleeping on it. We even have this content recycling, which is such an important thing to do because nobody actually sees the content you're posting. So you got to keep posting it. So go check it out. Our next update here, what do we got? Ryan, you want to walk us through this one?
Yes. So we've been talking about this idea of coexistence for WhatsApp for a long time. We are one of the premier partners with Meta on this. We've actually helped them expand their APIs to do more and more things. Coexistence is the idea that you have your app, like let's say you got John the plumber who's got his WhatsApp thing and he's communicating with customers, and now he wants to expand that and he wants to be able to run automated workflows and stuff and send out messages to customers. So Coexistence allows you to have the app within HighLevel working with the app that's on your phone. So there are some region restrictions around this that we've worked through a lot of them. There's still a couple that are left, and we're continuing to push forward. but we're now kind of at the phase where it's widely available to all high-level users that are using WhatsApp. And if you haven't used the WhatsApp feature, there will be a slide here in the next 2 or 3 slides that will really entice you to give it a shot.
Yes. So this is great. Basically, you can connect with one you've already got going. You can use it in both places. Or I feel like a lot of people don't know this. You can start from scratch. Like you can just get a number in HighLevel and then put it on WhatsApp right from within the UI and start using that one. Next one's a quick one, but a powerful one because who doesn't love them? We've got folders for WhatsApp templates. I feel like that would get a huge hurrah if we had a live crowd in front of us because everybody loves folders. But Robin, have you seen this next one? This is actually pretty sweet for our agencies outside of the US in WhatsApp markets.
Yeah. Sean and I were actually talking about this. I mean, I think this is the thing of us continuing to, get better with reporting and analytics so that you can actually see what's happening in all the accounts. And one thing that I'm hoping for is that you can actually start selecting which sub accounts that you want to do as a roll up. So you can see at an aggregate, these 5 locations is doing X amount of activity.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. I see some people asking, I don't know, Varun, do you know the details of where Coexistence is? Because like
I
Ryan
was
said,
going to ask you. So what I know is we just enabled Coexistence in India, but before India, I know it was available in Brazil and a few other markets. WhatsApp, I mean, Meta definitely is pushing us to prioritize this in some markets versus the others. And if I'm right, the US might be the only market where it's not available yet. But
yeah, so Coexistence is not available in the following areas or regions: the European Economic Area, the European Union, or the United Kingdom. Countries: Australia, Japan, Nigeria, Philippines, Russia, South Korea, South Africa, and Turkey. India has been removed from this list because it's now supported, and Meta is working on additional countries at this time.
All right. Thanks for that update. We got a check-in from Lola in LA. What's happening? Happy Friday. Hope you're having a good one. This next one is also relative to WhatsApp, and it's a little bit of a surprise gift. I was happy to see this pop up. Guess what? You can use WhatsApp for free in HighLevel for 30 days. So if you haven't tested it out, Ryan, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, just one quick note on that. It is totally free to use it within HighLevel, except for the messaging charges that Meta charges us. So to use the feature, you're not going to get charged, but for the usage itself, we don't control that one.
Yeah, so, and on the usage, unless you use a template, like a marketing or a transactional template, if it's actually an inbound message, it's still free.
Yes.
It's only if you use a templated message, you're going to get charged.
Absolutely. Good point there.
Yes, but the subscription itself within HighLevel has been waived. You can use it for free for 30 days. If you're curious about WhatsApp, you haven't tested it out yet, check it out. We were actually hanging with one of our certified admins who was crushing it with WhatsApp here in the UK, and he's actually we're gonna work with him on a new course. So I'm really excited about that because he's been doing some really cool stuff. All right, Sean, this next one's heading your way. Here we go. What do we got?
Whoa, auto height and width for photos. This is actually very important because a lot of times you're going to get into situations where you're changing the width of the outside container. And in the past, you had to remember to go back in and change the width on the image. Now it'll automatically just grow or shrink based on when you move around the container. So this is a huge win for image sizing.
Yes, and just a quick note, it's legacy safe, which is, I guess, a word we're using now. So
fancy.
Current implementation, we're not messing with that. Don't you worry. And also, this is very specific to the photo gallery and the video gallery, which is a great element. If you have not tried that out, for years we didn't have it. We now have it. If you didn't know, go and check it out. It's an awesome element to have in your websites and funnels.
All right, I love it. This next one's up for grabs because I haven't seen this. So anybody who has, feel free to jump in. We've got data set support for meta conversions. Ryan?
Yeah. So I believe these are just new data sets. I have not been too deep into the ad manager, but I believe these are just new data set, new support for new data sets for conversions. So when you're setting up, conversion is basically like, oh, they clicked on the website, they submitted a form, maybe they showed up for an appointment. You have an offline conversion, let's say. So it's support for more data sets there.
All right, excellent. If you're running ads, check this out, and we'll get you in touch. We'll get Pooja on here. She can probably explain that one better. All right, what do we got next?
There's one more slide for this one, just kind of showing the setup of it.
You two-slidered the most.
Well, it's been a big week.
We're moving on, and I'm taking this next one because it is something I am so pumped up on. We now have the image carousel, aka logo showcase element in the website builder. This one looks freaking awesome. I love it. It's something I think you see pretty much on, every website. It's native and HighLevel now, so we can get rid of those third-party apps that we were using or that custom code. And so really pumped that the team knocked this one out.
It's very smooth too. Really nice, smooth transition.
Totally. Absolutely. This next one is pretty darn fancy. Varun, we were talking about this one earlier today, so I'm swinging this one to you.
Well, this is the new decision maker action. So with the workflow, we're starting to make a lot of improvements, which allow you to build more advanced flows. So this is the first step in that. This is an if-else condition, but you use AI to decide which path you want to go down. So let's say you wanted to do something like, hey, detect the language in this message, and you can embed the message that the user sent. And based off the language in that message, you can go down different paths. Or can you see what the user is asking for? If you look at the screenshot, are they asking for the discount code? Are they asking for a sales call? And you can go down that decision path. And with all of these, like, think about this plugging into your Instagram DMs or your TikTok, where you're running some sort of ad or offer and it drops into this workflow. It gives you a lot more flexibility now.
Totally. One use case that I really love is, like, let's say you have conversations coming in from folks using different languages. You can run it into this and be like, okay, figure out which language it is and send it down the path so that I can have my follow-up in the right language ready to rock. So this one's very cool. Pretty fancy. We got some check-ins coming in. Tina's checking it in, probably from Dubai, but you never know with her. She's a globetrotter. We've got Ray saying, hey, full house. Yes, we were lucky enough to have some guests drop in and Zoom bomb us, or restream bomb us, I should say. And let's head into our next update from this week. I'm swinging this one back to Sean. What do we got? Oh, this one was cool.
Oh,
too.
yeah. I love this one. It's the ability to download files when you click on a button or an image, by the way, which wasn't in existence before, oddly enough, but now it is. So it's pretty cool. So you can do all kinds of stuff with this. But yeah, it's just as simple as that. You can now download a file when you click on a button or an image.
And most of it is for things like the lead magnet, right? You've collected the form information on the first step. You want to offer the asset on the second step, so you can just now link it.
Yeah, I think the other use case is if you're a photographer and you have photo galleries and you want people to download the pictures, you can now leverage this.
True.
Yeah,
True.
Good call.
All right, this next one looks kind of technical. I'm swinging this one to Ryan. What does this mean? Placeholder?
Yeah. So basically, in the template library, there's some kind of issues with the way that the countdown timer was being displayed when it got imported. That's now been fixed. So if you're using the template library and you've got countdown timers within email templates specifically here, it's going to behave as you would expect. It's got a placeholder there with some sort of default values, and then you can adjust them as you'd like.
Oh, that's nice. That's great. All right, this next one, we got a certificates update coming from Robin.
Custom badges. So we are creating. This is for the builder, right? Not for.
Yeah, this is for certificates. Yeah, you can
got it. Yeah, for the certification builder. Yeah, so now you can create more custom badges on there. Are we creating more designs on this? Do you guys know?
The answer is yes. But the big thing here, and it's kind of hard to show off. I guess I should have done a recording here, but there's like a whole UI for designing your own. So if you want that little circle to be on the right side, left side, you can move it around. You can create elements. It's actually really, really nice. They did a great job on this design interface.
Sweet. Yeah, this is like the first step of many when it comes to adding badges experiences and into gamification and all that kind of stuff. So really pumped to see this one roll out. Our next one is going to, when I saw it, I got so excited. It's funny how excited you get about QR codes. I don't know why, but they're so cool, right? So this one, we've got basically a new landing page for QR codes, which should most likely increase the adoption and the usage of them. So I think it's just another opportunity to get our clients used to using more and more of the cool little tools inside the app. So that one looks nice. And then what do we got here, Varun? We've got additional search functionality on detailed transaction page. Oh, this
so a lot of times, people come into this page and the number of charges on here can be a lot. And especially on the agency side, this can be thousands and thousands of charges. And a lot of times you're looking to only look at charges over a certain value or a specific type of charge, which was a pain before because you just had to keep paginating to be able to find it. So this is almost a smart list like view. You can do it based off the date and time. You can make sure that you filter based off the type of debit or credit it is on the wallet and what the charge type is and the amount of the charge. So this just makes it much easier for you to find the answers you were looking for.
That is very handy. And we've got Charles Higgins checking in, one of the smartest cookies in the community, to clarify. You can also upload your own custom badges into the new Badger, which is fantastic. So glad that the team
smartest cookies in the jar, you know.
Yeah, same thing. You know what I mean. This next one is about affiliate manager, and nobody loves an affiliate program more than Sean. So I'm going to let him take this one away.
Man, this is exciting, actually. So the idea here is that you can automatically level people up into other campaigns. So instead of having to actually go in and manually move people around or change their campaigns, etc., you can set it up so based on what's going on, that they automatically get put in a different campaign, which obviously has the capacity to all kinds of different rules and things, given different percentages or bumps or that kind of thing. So, but this allows you to really automate that process.
All right, I love it. So this next one is actually awesome that you guys are here, because we can sort of talk about this new direction that we're heading in general. So we've added a new segment to the show specifically to talk about labs. You guys want to elaborate on sort of how we're doubling down on the labs experience?
I think even before the labs, I think we should talk about the problem and the reason, and then we can get to the solution. The problem is, I know we're releasing really fast, and we've heard a lot of feedback from customers about making sure that the production environment is always stable, that they are aware of changes before something goes out and their customers see it. So there's a couple of changes we're going to do. The first, that will take 2 or 3 months before it's out, is create different environments. We're going to have the same cadence of release and keep it as fast, but we're going to make that in an alpha beta environment. So that does not affect the production environment, and make sure that once every few weeks a release rolls out to production instead of all the time. So that way we keep production stable. The next piece is, even when it enters production, we want to make sure that you have a chance to experience and try that feature out and understand how it works before it goes out to all of your customers. So we're going to double down on labs, and we've categorized all of the internal feature releases, and anything that is a major change, either visually or if it's a new feature, will go into labs, and you'll get a chance to experience it first before your customers see it.
I love it. I'm super pumped.
A key point here also in working with this today is that this really puts a lot of power in the hands of the agency owners. So you can go in, the labs functionality of the agency view has changed a lot. If you haven't been in there, go check it out. There's 2 tabs, one for agency, one for sub accounts. And so you can choose which sub accounts you want to experience this new thing that's in labs. And that ultimately just, I think it's a nod to the direction that we're going, that we want to give you guys more power in terms of what your sub accounts get to use and what you want to support. And you can choose to give the early adopters some toys, but you don't have to give it to everybody.
Absolutely. Well said there, Ryan. We've got another check-in coming in from Matt down in Texas. Happy Friday to you, sir. Let's talk about what is hitting labs. I didn't see this one rolled out, but I'm super glad it did, because I've been waiting for this one. Who wants to take this? So we've got an upgrade to the new voice AI experience.
I mean,
why the upgrade? Where are we going with this whole thing?
No, so AI in general keeps changing so fast, week to week, month to month. And the previous version of the infrastructure that we were on did not scale very well. We saw some drops in voice quality. So we've moved to a new infrastructure that helps solve that problem. And it will keep evolving. Like, a lot of you might have seen the new voice demo that Levin Labs threw out, which is almost human-like. And I think when that is available through an API, we will be switching to something like that next. So we're continuously making upgrades. We're making sure that you are as close as possible to the latest developments. This new version that's come out is a much, much better call experience. It's much more consistent and does a much greater job than before.
Awesome. Yeah. And I think it was pretty dang good before this upgrade. So hit the upgrade button and prepare to be blown away. If you haven't tested voice AI, get in there, because it's a game changer.
This one, just if you're going to implement this, is kind of like a missile key situation, right? So you've got to go into the agency view, enable it for the sub account. But then in the voice AI settings, there's a button at the top right where you would choose to upgrade a specific agent, right? And then you need to confirm that you're doing this and it's a permanent thing. So
That's
you're
a
looking
very
to
good
implement it, there's
call-out,
2
Ryan.
steps.
And we do that for a specific reason, because with this new infrastructure, you would have had a prompt previously for the voice AI, but with the new infrastructure, the prompt might be treated slightly differently. So we want you to test it before you go live, which is why we have the missile key situation.
Exactly.
Missile key, I love it. Essa is pointing out that it's so underutilized outside of the US, which means I smell opportunity. Get out there, Essa. Get those businesses on it. Let's talk about what else is coming to labs, or I guess is already in labs. This one's super cool. I'm pumped up on this one. Robin, you want to walk us through it?
Let's see. So this is the unified task management experience. I mean, it's just cleaning up how we do task, and I think this bridges us when we start working on project management. It'll start connecting the dots there. But I think this is just one of those UI improvements just to make the experience a lot better.
But it also connects dots, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan. But basically now you make a task anywhere and you see that task. Like if I made a task on the contact page, but then I go to an opportunity for that contact, like I can see the same task. Is that correct?
Yeah, that functionality I think already exists. This definitely has more to do with, yes, there's some back-end changes, but unifying the UI experience, that we're using drawers and not like sections of the site. All that, it seems kind of just like design stuff, but it makes a big difference in the whole experience.
I think I figured this out. I think it's not the slide out or the modal. I think it's just the order of the fields that is the same.
Yeah.
I think the experience within that central box is the same.
It's
so
just
that's
cleaner.
probably, yeah.
But there is
Got it.
I will confirm there's a drawer on this version and not on the previous. So at any rate.
But to double back on the conversation about labs in general, this is great, right? Because something in the UI changed. So now this is in labs to give you the heads up that, hey, like a UI change happened. You've got time to go figure out if that's going to affect your client accounts or not, and basically get ready before it actually goes to live for everybody. Sean, I love this next one.
Oh yeah.
What do we got?
Of course. Well, we have long been asked, hey, so we have the ability to buy domains in HighLevel, and if you so choose, you can also transfer them out. But now, most importantly, you can transfer them in. That's right. So if you have domains at other registrars, you can bring them into HighLevel, manage them all centrally. And what's the great part of this is when a domain is in HighLevel, all the DNS entries can be done automatically. So you don't have to be a DNS ninja to figure this out anymore. You can just say, hey, I want this domain to go to this website and load this funnel or this page, and boom, behind the scenes, we add the DNS entries for you. And now if you transfer a domain in, it gives us the capacity to do that for all of the domains that you bring in. So this is just a fantastic thing to do, and it makes all the management of the domains centralized in one spot.
100%. Robin, you know how sticky domains are. I love this one because it just helps agencies sort of anchor their clients even deeper by bringing the domains right into HighLevel as well.
100%.
And before you go to the next update, Chase, I think we have to address the elephant in the room. Everyone's calling it out. There's 2 Chases here. I know, and I know we've been asking Chase to clone himself. I think he finally did it. He solved it before the scientists.
This is a restream bug. It keeps reverting back the names.
Yes. Okay. That, what else? What could I say there?
Yeah, Chase normally wears a hat. Now Ryan's wearing the hat. So I think you get in there.
Nice to see you, Dave. Heidi, thanks for saying hi, and thank you so much for that chocolate. It was insanely delicious. My kids tore through it so fast when that thing got home with me. Let's check our next update that's in labs. This one's pretty cool. I didn't catch the details on this one. Ryan, did you have a chance to walk through this?
Yes. So guided activation prompts. Basically, when you're going through, hang on.
Oh, I did see this. This just makes it more clear of like the steps that you need to do to get into.
Yeah. So the idea is that if you want to upgrade, you've got sub accounts. Like, let's say you've got, I don't know, people have done this where they've just loaded up maybe like 100 sub accounts. And then a few of them, they're like, oh, I want to go SaaS mode now. And they upgrade to SaaS. Then they want to get the rest of them up into SaaS mode. This is like a guided experience for that. So you're taking sub accounts that already exist and you want to upgrade them to SaaS. You can kind of filter out the ones that don't have it and then go through the process.
And we now have
very
bulk, right?
streamlined.
We can do
Yeah.
multiple accounts in one go.
Yeah, before
Yeah,
you'd have
exactly,
to go into
exactly.
the agency dashboard, click into a sub account, enable SaaS, and run through this process. Now you could do it just more in a streamlined manner.
Yep.
Love it. Kathy's checking in. She's loving all the new UI updates. I think as we all are. Thanks for keeping the same vibe. Nice to see you, Kathy. And I agree. The app is looking better and better. Now it's time for my favorite part of the show where we get to tee up some upcoming releases. Let's see what Ryan has put together for us as far as coming soon. Sean, you want to tee this one up for us?
Oh, sure. This is the brand new form builder. So the idea here is you're already used to this UI. It's really an awesome upgrade. So we're going to bring it from both the same builder experience, kind of UI, UX construct, into the form builder just to make your life a lot easier. And honestly, it looks a lot better when you're building forms. So that is what this is.
Oh, yeah.
Love
I'm
it.
looking
I
forward to
really
this a
love this
lot.
one. Yeah, again, it sort of like gets, you build muscle memory in one place and then you go to another builder and it's not there. You feel out of place. And now this, makes that a seamless experience there. All right, this next coming soon, Robin knows how much I love this one. We were actually debating it. So maybe you guys can help us settle the debate. Gift cards native in HighLevel. We should also talk about how loyalty programs are also going to be native in HighLevel. Robin loves, which one do you like more, Robin? You tell us.
I like the loyalty program. I think the loyalty program is a really interesting sellable product. I mean, you could run a whole business and that could become a SaaSpreneur just in that product alone. Gift cards are, I think it's good for businesses to have it, but I don't necessarily know, if I were to pick one of the two, I would rather go the loyalty side and, have the long-term business with them.
I'm team loyalty as well.
Well, allow me.
Chase is team gift card, so Chase should tell you.
Yeah, you got to advocate your side, Chase.
Yes, here comes my rebuttal. I love gift cards so much because in the past, when I have helped clients utilize gift cards, like boom, the holidays are coming, looking for a last minute gift, you send that email out and it's like, bang, 10 grand in the account overnight. And so I just know that there's such a great way for small businesses to generate revenue. And then the best part is like 20% of them never end up getting redeemed. So it's literally like
they're good. They're very good for the balance sheet. Just ask Starbucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I'm a huge fan. It looks really awesome. The design team, I think, is knocking this one out of the park. So shout out to the design team, doing great work. Can't wait to see these things go live. And that is our last update of the week. So thanks for our special guests, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Everybody is so pumped to see you guys on here. So we might have to pull you in more frequently. But for now, I think we're late for a team dinner. So we got to jump.
Yep. We better get rolling. Thanks, everybody.
All right, everybody.
Great to be here.
Have a good weekend. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next week.
Bye.